Hi, first graders. How is everybody? Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2020. I did not write it on my board because I need the board for something else today. So let's get right to the board. I wanted to go over today some of the phonics that we've been doing this week. So we started the week off by talking about different ways to make the long A sound, right? So the first way, we're going to go over all of that today. We'll review. So the first way is with A consonant E, right? So let's do some examples of that. So if I have the word, for instance, I'll write the word, you say it out loud. What word is this? R-A-T? Rat, right. Now, if I add the silent E to the end, I get rate, right? So we get that A sound, rate. How about if I have the word P-A-L, pal? If I add an E to the end, I now have pale. P-L-A-N, plan. If I add an E, it becomes plain. Can, C-A-N, right? If I add an E, it becomes, you say it, cane. And okay, R-A-G spells rag. Now, this one is tricky because if I add an E to the end, I get rage, right? So this E does two things. It changes the short A to a long A, right? But it also changes, it doesn't become rag, it becomes rage. So not only does the A sound change, but the G sounds also, right? It also changes. It changes from G to J. Why does it do that? Well, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about hard and soft C's and G's, right? So when you have a G and it is followed by A, O, or U, then it sounds like G, the hard G sound. However, if you have a G and it's followed by an E, an I, or a Y, it changes it to a J sound, like a J. So here it is followed by an E, and remember it's E, I, or Y, changes it to the soft sound, which is J. So we get rage instead of rag. Very good. So the next one, that's A consonant E. The next one is A-I. This is another way to make that long A sound. So when you're trying to figure out, I know you all know how to spell, how to read most of these words, but sometimes when it comes to the spelling part, it gets a little bit tricky. So this is why we're going through all of this again. So AI are words like, you read it, B-A-I-T, bait. W-A-I-T, wait. Now this one I want next to here. P-L-A-I-N spells plain. Now this plain is like, I'll have a plain bagel, right? Simple, nothing on it. Now, if you look right across, these are homonyms. This plain also is pronounced the same way because they both have that same long A, but they're spelled differently. This plane is like an airplane, and this plane means simple. Straight, S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T, straight. Now, the third way that we can get that long A sound is with A-Y. So those are words like, can you all think of any? Think of one. If you need to pause me for a minute. Think of a word, at least one, with an A-Y, where it sounds like A. All right, so day, stay, play, ray. Okay. Okay. O. Okay. There's another one. All right, so these are the three different ways that we get that long A sound, right? And we're not going to get too much into the soft C, the soft and hard C and G, because we just did that yesterday and we talked about it here, right? But just remember that if there is an A, an O, or a U, or try to remember, I know it's a lot, an A, an O, or a U that comes after a C or a G, it's the hard sound, the K or G. And if it's an E, an I, or a Y that comes after, like in this case, then it is the soft sound J or S. So let's do one example. It doesn't go along with this, but for the, so if we have the word, for instance, mice, right? This is followed, the C is followed by an E. So it makes it the soft sound. Soft sound sounds like S for soft. Okay, and again, we went through these because if you are, we're going over this again, although maybe you have learned this when, I don't know, maybe last year. Now we're doing this more so that you learn how to spell the words, right? Because you might want to say, for instance, you asked me a lot in class, Miss Jessica, how do you spell this? How do you spell this? How do you spell that? So if you said, how do you spell wait? And I said, you figure it out. You try it. Let's see what happens. And you wrote this, right? W, can you see this? W-A-T-E. And that would make sense because look, the word ate, like I ate dinner an hour ago, is A-T-E. So it would make sense. Oh, I'll just add a W before. But you might look at that and say, that doesn't look quite right. I don't think I've seen that before. Let me try it a different way. I know other ways that I can make the long A sounds. I'll try the next one, A-I, W-A-I-T. And then you look at that and you say, ooh, I've seen that before. That one looks right, right? So this is why it's important that we know these things so that you can play around with it when you're spelling. And if something doesn't look quite right, try it out a different way. Spanish is much easier in that sense. It is what it is, right? If it sounds a certain way, that's the way you write it. Unfortunately, English is tricky when it comes to spelling. Spanish is harder in other areas, but spelling for English is definitely more difficult. Okay, so after this video is over, this was just a review. After this video is over, you are going to do 3 worksheets. We are going to look at them now. Okay, so you have 3 worksheets to do after this video is over. I think you guys will enjoy doing these. I know you. All you have to do is write the word on the line below, but please pay attention to your handwriting. So if the letter is a lowercase, but a tall lowercase letter like an F, an H, an L, a T, please make sure that it goes all the way up to the top line, right? If it is a letter like a P or a Q that drops, or a Y that drops down below the bottom line, please make sure that it does that and that we don't have letters floating in the middle of Never Never Land. So let's go through what these are. I will be honest with you. There is one picture, guys. I don't know what it is. If you can figure it out, thank you very much. And you probably will. I, however, could not. The first one, this is plane, shake, frame, rake, grapes, skate, cake, scale, snake, lake, there's a lake there, plate, bake. Gate, race, cake, wave, cape. This is the mystery to me. The only thing I could think of saying is shape, but I don't know about that. It's a shadow. That has nothing to do with the long A, so I really don't get it. Flake. This one here is flake, whale, vase, skate, safe, sale. So that is what you need to do for those. Just write the word underneath. For this page, please cut out the words on the bottom. Any word with a short A sound goes in the short A column. Long A goes in the long A. Well, it doesn't say long A, but A consonant E column. All right. When you are finished with that, I would like you to either go back and finish some things that you didn't finish from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I realized in the beginning of the week, last week in the beginning of the week, we were supposed to have an hour for English. They shortened it to 45 minutes, but you do have time later on in the day. I have a feeling some of you may be exhausted by then. And we'll have to talk about what the workload is, how everybody feels at home. This is a really different type of schedule, and it's hard for me to monitor from home to know if it's the right amount of work. If it's too much, I don't think it's too little. So anyway, today we're going to be light. This video, and then when we're done, please just do those 3 papers, and then you can go to Lalillo. I have added all of your not all of your sight words, but a lot of your sight words to Lalillo, so you can go through all those exercises. And if you want and you have time, go back and finish. You can complete some work if you didn't finish everything from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right. So that's it. These 3 sheets, Lalillo, and finish up any work if you have any extra work. Okay. I will talk to you soon. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.